Today's taste of Messiah is the true Messiah of Israel will be accepted by the Gentiles. Today's taste is information with very convincing evidence showing Yeshua to be the Messiah. First, listen to Isaiah 42, beginning in verse 1. Behold, my servant, who I uphold, my elect one, in whom my soul delights. This, of course, is the Lord speaking about the Messiah. He goes on, I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to the Gentiles. He will not cry out, nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. So he would be a quiet man, you could see, and not rambunctious, not starting problems. Verse 3, a bruised reed he will not break, and smoking flax he will not quench. He will bring forth justice for truth. He will not fail nor be discouraged till he has established justice in the earth. And the coastlands shall wait for his law. In 42:5, it goes on, thus says God, the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and spirit to those who walk in it. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness, and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles. Or you could actually say to the nations. So it's very clear here that the Lord is speaking to the Messiah, speaking about the Messiah, that he would be given not only to his own people, but the nations would also accept it. It would also accept him. These verses are speaking of some of the attributes of the Mashiach. The one which glares at us is the one telling us he will be a light to the Gentiles. For this to occur, the Gentiles would have to accept the Jewish Mashiach. But now many men have risen up from the Jewish people that were believed at the time to be the Mashiach, but time proved them not to be. The latest I think of is Sneershin, and I'm probably sadly ruining that name, and I apologize for that, but he has been gone for quite some time. But in all these former non-Messiahs, none of them were ever accepted by the nations, the Gentiles. So even though many of the Jewish people, perhaps sometimes well over 1 million Jewish followers of these Mashiachs, but still none, basically, of the Gentile people ever followed them. But now let's look at Matthew, which is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 14. But the Pharisees went out and plotted against him as how they might or could assassinate him. So he was God's special servant. In verse 15, now when Jesus learned of this, he went away from there. Great crowds followed him, and he healed them all. But he sternly warned them not to make him known. This fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. Here is my servant, whom I have chosen, the one I love, in whom I take great delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations. He will not quarrel or cry out, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. He will not break a bruised reed or extinguish a smoldering wick until he brings justice to victory. And in his name, the Gentiles will hope. Now, over the quarters of time, actually over 20 centuries, people from all over the entire world have placed their hope in their Jewish Messiah, which is Yeshua, which we also call Jesus. Indeed, it has occurred that the true Mashiach of Israel would be followed by the Gentiles. And it's obvious that he has been now for over 2,000 years. It's amazing. And it's very obvious that Isaiah has been fulfilled with him, Jesus, Yeshua, being our Messiah. Would you like to follow him now? Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. 2 Corinthians 6:2. I pray that you know him, and if not, that you would contemplate in prayer and accept him before he comes back.